Hello, lovelies. Sean J here, and it's Thursday's Take. I hope this finds everyone doing fantabulous. And as always, this is for mature audiences only, and viewer discretion is highly advised. So, my dating isn't really dating anymore. It sort of has paused or hit a speed bump or whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's not exactly progressing as I would like it to. So, of course, when you don't date, you connect. That's hooking up. Anywho, so I am on several apps and whatever you want to call them. And one in particular is Scruff. I've been on that for a good grip. And Adam for Adam. I've been on that one forever. That was in Seattle. So that was after my breakup. Went on Adam. And that has been very, very productive for both meeting nice guys, hooking up, and potential datings. Met some cool people off of that app. And Scruff is like hit or miss. Not really on Grindr. I have a profile, but a lot of, I guess they're bots, robots, or that end up sending you messages or taps, that they have taps now. And you click on them and then they go, hey, so it's just weird. Anywho, what I've noticed back in the day, early on the applications, and then today still, are these things about preferences. And I think we need to examine what that really means, because I was reading one profile the other day. It was a white dude, and he was like going, love men of all types, but Latino and black men to the front of the line. So here's my question. Where the fuck is this proverbial line you talking about that these black and Latino guys are going to move to the front of? Please, folks, enlighten me about where this motherfucking line is that y'all got dudes lined up, but you get to prefer the black and the Latino ones, or the Latino and Asian, or we all know that drill, how they specify what they want. Or the white dude would say white, they typically avoid saying white only, but some do. Or they'll list out, this is my favorite, Latino, Asian, East Asian, Indian, Native American, guys, and so they kind of leave out the whole black. So they won't say no blacks, but they will list everything else, which is basically the same damn thing. Now, here is my question, or my annoyance, is that when folks, let's just back that up, when dudes, white boys in particular, don't question where these preferences come from. So preference for a specific human being type is odd. I know this is one of these touchy subjects, but it is. Now, like when a black person say, I prefer to be with another black person, that's usually typical from the experiences that we have. So there's less need to have to qualify, explain, and experience. So but how everyone is interracial, there are challenges, real talk, because I was in one of those, and trust me, it was not a motherfucking walk in the park. Anywho, what I would wish and desire is that white boys in particular would look at where these preferences come from. Because they always, not all of them, but some of them will say, well, it's just a preference. It's like, I like someone this way. It's stemmed in racism. Let's just say that right now. Because you have eliminated an entire group of men based on something they cannot change. That's racism. Now, I may prefer strawberry ice cream over vanilla ice cream. I may prefer spinach over broccoli. I might prefer the beach to the mountains. Okay, these are inanimate objects. These are not beings in the world. I might prefer, anywho, you know what I'm saying. But when it comes to a human being, I don't say I want someone short or I want someone tall. I want someone loving and kind, right? That is a behavior that you can control. Now, when someone says, oh, I actually like a guy with a lot of hair. Sorry, that's really stupid too. You may like that, and that's fine. I shouldn't say that's stupid. That's fine. You may like a hairy dude. You may like a smoothless dude, and that's fine. Here's the thing that we run into the problem is when that is in exclusion of others. So it's okay to have a desire, and that, you can prefer that, But when when your preference or your like is an exclusion, in exclusion of someone else or something else or somebody's else, that is when it comes into a big issue. So I ask all my white brothers out there to examine that, because that is a reality that is out there. I know a lot of apps have changed some of their criteria that you can't say that, but it's still there. And I can tell you right now, if a white guy like woofs at me on Scruff and he has Instagram linked in his profile, I go to boyfriend's Instagram, and you know what I look at? I look at see if he's got any black friends in there, and then I look at see if he's the only chocolate chip and all that chocolate, because that also says something too. So I just want us all to look at that. And then there's another topic, of course, about interracial dating in this, but this is about preference. I can talk about the interracial dating later, because that's a whole another conversation that still needs to be discussed and examined. But this whole thing about preference, I want us to look at that. I mean, really, really look at that, because when you say you prefer an Asian guy, I want you to explain to yourself. You ain't got to explain to me, but you have to understand why you have that preference. And that preference hopefully is not stemmed in stereotype, objectification, and racism. If you like an Asian guy because you like an Asian guy based on the culture, and still, let's just examine that. And I'm specifically speaking for like white dudes who have that preference, because I think if you are a person of color and you have a desire for another group of color, I think that's not racism. That's sort of like an affinity to that group, and there's some similarities and challenges that we experience in this great world. And so there's that ability to come together and talk about that kind of stuff and have a level of safety with that other group. So that I don't think I have an issue with that. I don't think anyone should have an issue with that, because I have a thing for Asian dudes, but I have a thing for all dudes. Just keeping it real. Anywho, my philosophy used to be, as long as they breathing, we good. But now, of course, my criteria has gone up. It's breathing, a sense of community, compassion, honesty. Honesty is really big, okay? Honesty and integrity and true authenticity. Knowing yourself and at least doing the work on yourself to examine what's fucked up and what's not so stellar about the way you move through the world. So I think that will be it for now. Preference versus reality. If you prefer a human being's specificity that they can't change, that's stemmed in some shit that I hope you will examine. Have a conversation, with somebody, talk about it, examine it, and diversify your friend pool, because I look at y'all's Instagram, not y'all, but people's Instagrams, and I look at these pictures of folks, and it's a swath of monochromatic landscape. And I'm trying not to be too facetious, but you know what I mean. Anywho, I will talk later at another time when I am more calm. I'm not calm. Shit, I'm calm. But when I have more time, this is sort of like a preface. Child, I can't talk today. A preface to another topic about interracial dating and trying to stay within your own kind and how to branch out, all that other fun stuff. But hopefully this has been insightful. You can leave your comments in the bottom. Please be respectful. I will delete the motherfucker in a heartbeat. All opinions are valued as long as they don't come from a place of oppression. We good. Okay? So, on this Thursday, remember to be fierce, fabulous, and most of all, you. Smooches.